Hey everyone, Nerdy checking in for another episode here on my Let's Play series. Today is episode number 9, and guys, we have a bit of catching up to do. So Christmas happened about 2 weeks ago, then New Year's happened, and I have a job IRL that's been happening, so I haven't been able to get any videos out. I have not gotten a single video out in I think 3 weeks, and I've been doing stuff. I have not been idle on this world. So if you guys remember from my last video, we were going to work on the storage system. And for that storage system, we needed to dig a relatively large hole. And I have made, a little bit of progress. We are at Y level 24 on these upper parts and about 18 over on these lower parts. And guys, there are so many things here. Like, it's absolutely insane. We've got at least 24 different mine shafts that are all intersecting. If we go down here, or better yet, I can just dig it out and show you. We have a spawner right here, and then if we come this way, we have another spawner. There's also a spawner up in there, and another one over in the wall over on this side. So we have some things. We have more than a few things. And the sucky bit is this spawner and that one over there are right in the middle of this moat. And I have a massive design idea that I want to do for it. And these are in the way. So I may have to get rid of them, which absolutely sucks in every way. And the other one over here, it's kind of like there-ish, so I may be able to keep it, but there's also a possibility I'll have to get rid of that one too. So just it sucks so much because four spawners all within not that far of each other, and I might have to get rid of 3 of them. But on the bright side, this one over here I might be able to save, because as of yet I have not come up with a single idea for what to do on this mill section, other than I'm going to be bringing this up to this level and then kind of terraforming it into the tree, then pulling the roots out to kind of wind over to that way to make bridges. But that will all come a little bit later. I'm not really concerned with that right now as I fall massively. That was lovely. I have also worked on this little bit, and I have added in a second strip, well, kind of a second, oh wow, I'm good at flying today. I've added in a second twisting helix so that we have 4 of them, and it has helped reduce the amount of iron golems that are getting out, and I'm really, really happy about that because we were having a ton of those suckers get out. And then I built this, but that will come in a minute. We also have gone over to relatively near my end portal in the Nether because I found something else, and I will catch you guys when I get to it. So everyone, over here by my Nether portal that will take me to the end portal, if we hang a left and come to here, we can slowly go through the portal, maybe, and come out in a winding staircase that is absolutely beautifully decorated, I know. And then when we get to the top, we have this little thing. We have a zombie spawner up there that I have turned into a bit of an XP grinder, which has been extremely useful because as of right now, I only have 2 pickaxes with efficiency 5, and I have been running through their durability like no tomorrow. So I've been coming over here as much as I can to repair them, and I want to get something a bit better. I have ideas for another mob farm that would be way better as an XP grinder, but those will have to wait. And speaking of my lovely, lovely pickaxes, that brings us to some of the plans that I came up with while I was kind of taking a break and traveling. So, as anyone who has watched my previous videos will know, I have a villager breeder farm thingamabop over in that direction. And I originally had plans to take and create like a trading village area over there, but I'm kind of thinking it might be cool to bring that whole idea over to my base, because there's several farms that I want to do that are going to require villagers. Like, I have plans for a carrot farm so that I can make a bunch of golden carrots. I have ideas for different other farms. I want to also have some of them just kind of wandering around underneath this mountain to kind of give it that extra life element. Just tons of different things with them. So I decided to start work on my city, village, underground place that will be my base. Because, as you can see, I do have a few little things on the mountain going, and of course this monstrosity, but I haven't started anything besides that on the actual city plans, which are going to be a large part of my base. So I came up with this design, and I have to say I'm fairly pleased with it. The door kind of sucks. The door's not good, but the rest of the build is pretty epic, and it looks even better at night, which is really helpful considering as soon as I get the top part of the mountain done, this entire place is going to be entirely in shadow. But on the inside, as you can now see, we have a sugarcane farm set up. And this was mainly because of these guys. I have been going through so many fireworks, just absolute insane amounts of fireworks, and you can kind of see it over in that direction. My mob farm over there has been producing plenty of gunpowder, so that hasn't been the issue. It has been this sugar cane, because that's right there is about where my sugarcane farm was, and as you can see, it is no longer there. So I came over and I created this, and it's a relatively simple design. I didn't come up with it. I found it on Pinterest. Smiley face. But it's super duper simple. It's a bit of water, a sugar cane on top of a sand, solid block with a piece of redstone on top of it, piston, observer, solid block. And then when this grows high enough, that sends a signal into that, which sends a signal into that makes that go and break it, and everyone is happy. So I made this about an hour and a half ago, and we've already gotten 37 plus 21. So I am pretty happy with it. I'm kind of contemplating putting a second one down on this level, but I also am not liking that idea because, as you can see, you get tons of water drips from the water being directly on top of the slabs, and I'm not really sure how to stop that right now without, like, totally ruining the farm, and I really don't want those down on this lower level. So I've come up with a second idea of possibly either putting in just massive amounts of chests to store all of the sugar cane and just have essentially the biggest storage system on the planet, and then it would get funneled down to like 5 chests out here that I could then bring in a ton of gunpowder, and then have like a wall of chests over here that I put my rockets in. I have some ideas for that, and I haven't fully decided which one I want to do, but I do have a time lapse of me creating this, which is pretty cool, so I'm going to roll that right now. Alright. So everyone, now that it is night, I can show you a couple of the other things that I have been working on, and then we can get to the storage system that I've kind of worked out down in the sugarcane farmhouse thing. That really needs a name. But I have started working on these torch paths that are going directly in line with the support strut thingamabobs that I've been using to build this mountain. And essentially what they're for is to mark out exactly where 1/4 of this base is going to be. And the other reason is to help me start getting a grid pattern so that I can start lighting up all of this. Because hopefully by the next episode that I release, we will be working a little bit on the terraforming of this upper part. And since it is so massively dangerous right now at night, since absolutely nothing is lit up, I definitely don't want to be building the mountain and making it a death trap at all times. So you guys can look forward to tons and tons of torch spam that will be happening all across of here. But in the meantime, I have figured out a little bit of a storage system. And if we come down here and then bust through this piece right here, send up some scaffolding, we can see that I essentially just went for a mass of hoppers. So these are being fed by these going into these that hopefully will send all the sugarcane down through these, then to these, which go over to this, which goes down underneath. So that probably didn't make a ton of sense. It still doesn't make a ton of sense to me, and I don't know if it'll work. I was essentially just goofing off with the idea of having a bunch of hoppers filtering these into chests that would essentially be a backlog protection. So I think I have somewhere around 1.5 stacks of chests and probably like 4 stacks of hoppers here. And hopefully it'll work. So this top row takes and shuffles all of the sugarcane around to each of these hoppers. And then these hoppers send it out into the chests. And it should be that as soon as the chests down there back up to here and here, that it'll start filling up these chest lines, and then these ones, and then these ones, and then this line underneath is essentially just to remove all of the sugarcane from the chest as soon as we don't have a backlog. And I'm hearing a baby zombie, but I can't see it. That's not cool. So hopefully it all works. I haven't done an AFK session yet. I do plan on doing several. Is it down here? I can hear the baby zombie and it's scaring me. Where are you, you little turkey? There you are. Go away. Thank you. Okay. And this inner bit is not done yet. I have a couple of ideas for what I want to do. I'm thinking some form of like sugarcane planter box system that goes around the edges, and then maybe some chests that I can put gunpowder in, and then another row over here that's maybe for rockets. Not entirely sure. But in other news, things that will be addressed in the next episode is this. I have been continuously working on this excavation project of just absolute madness, and I have the whole thing down to Y level 18 on this area, and then I think it's like Y level 12 over here. But the problem I am encountering now is lava. There is so much lava everywhere just because of, you know, coming down to Y12. And so many different ores. I think I have almost a dub of different ores at this point. So crazy, crazy project. But I am still working on it, and hopefully by the start of my next episode, I will have this entirely down to bedrock and then have mapped out plans of where each level is going to sit on this so that we can start more excavation going back into these. But that is all the time that I have for this episode. I do hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe, leave a like, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more of my content. I'll see y'all later. Nerdy out.